Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Supergirl Season 3, and today we're going to be doing an episode review for episode 15 of Season 3. So wow, this was definitely my favourite episode of the season. It was such an emotional, hard-hitting episode. I'm still processing it, but we're going to be doing the review. It was crazy. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you're new, so you don't miss any Supergirl videos later this year. So this episode was cram-packed of awesome stuff. I think there was one part of the episode that I didn't like, and that is still amazing that there's only one part of an episode. I think this episode was overall probably one of the best episodes of DC TV of all time, if I'm totally honest. It was absolutely brilliant, and I have to give a round of applause to the director of this episode. She was taking some pictures behind the scenes with Melissa. She did an excellent job of portraying this, and we'll be talking about stuff within the episode as to the camera angles and, you know, how the camera's been used, as well as the plot and story and everything like that, and how everyone performed in this episode, because the performances were ace. So first off, we're going to be talking about Supergirl and Mon-El. So in this episode we get the training scenes, and people before the episode, they were hesitant as to whether this makes sense, but it totally makes sense, because in this episode we get Mon-El actually training Kara to use her cape in order to help her, and it later actually turns out to help her, and we get some really awesome slow motion shots of Kara during the attack actually using those moves to actually take down the escaped prisoners. And we get an awesome Clint Eastwood type shot where it's just Kara's eyes as she looks over, and that's exactly what happens in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. And also following that, we get some horror-esque editing. Like I said earlier, the director just did a fabulous job. This was better than any other episode I've seen in terms of editing for Supergirl. So they incorporated the slow motion especially good when after the attack, when Kara was pretending to do the cape trips by herself. We got some excellent music that actually pushed along those scenes really well, and it really filled you with emotion, because she's done this about 3 times in the episode. She's just trying and trying and trying, and then we get the entrance of Mon-El, and some really hard truths came out on this episode. I am so pleased that they came out, because although they were really harsh, it was just, you know, storing up inside them, and it had to come out. And I have to say bravo to Melissa for playing that angry version of Kara, and also bravo for Chris for actually doing that emotional scene at the end where she full on gives him what she's thinking and what's been hidden beneath her, and Mon-El actually cries, and that scene was just fabulous. I really couldn't wish for more. So they sort out their unresolved issues in this episode, and so following on from that, I want to skip back to the start of the episode where Mon-El finally gets his old suit back, his original Legionnaire superhero suit that was inspired by Supergirl's suit, and we see Kara's reaction, and her reaction is priceless. Her face is literally what we're all thinking when we see that suit. It's brilliant. And so finally, at the end of the episode, Mon-El and Kara, they finally suit up together for the first time in their new inverted suits. So with Mon-El in his old suit and Kara in her suit, and they go be heroes together, as Kara roughly said. And that led on to probably one of the most intriguing endings of this entire season. We get the Pestilence ending with the birds dropping from the sky, and it's at that moment they realized, oh shit, this person is extremely powerful, so it's going to be really hard to actually take on Pestilence. And so next episode is going to be the episode where we meet her, and she's gone full on Pestilence by this time as all those birds are dropping from the sky, and it was a brilliant end scene to end off the episode. So it's just a significant of what's going to be happening, because it's Old Testament stuff. It's to do with disease, and you know, in the future she becomes the Blight, and that's why all the birds are dropping. So moving on from that brilliant end scene, we go back to the final fight of the episode where Kara and everyone, they all get into a massive fight, and following on from that brilliant fight, we get the emotional ending with Moran's realization and Sam's realization that she is actually Rain, which is absolutely crazy. Odette Annable did a fabulous job, especially in that end scene. It was just so good. I absolutely adored her emotions. I have to say, best episode for Lena in her entirety of being on Supergirl. She was absolutely brilliant, and I literally can't see any flaws with what she's done. Her emotions are so true, and when Supergirl finds out about what Lena's been doing, I can totally back her up on this. I'm not going to back Supergirl up on this, because you can see Lena's emotions and they really come through. And I have to say, just a brilliant episode for Lena, and then also James and Lena. I dig it. Like, that music really helped. That end emotional music with the emotional ending with Miran's realization and Sam's realization, and we get the James and Lena conversation, and it all just bodes so well. That music, I need to find that music. We're gonna find that and do like a Supergirl edit on that. It's crazy emotional, and it just suits it so well, and I love that. You could really feel the pure emotion coming out from each of these characters in those scenes, and I just couldn't have wished for more. So in the episode, Miran, he goes crazy, and that's the stem cause for a lot of what happens, and so I don't think he's going to be sticking around for too long. I don't think he will necessarily die, but I think he will be sidelined sometime later at the end of the season. But this was a great episode overall for every single storyline. I don't see any faults apart from the Martian fight scene, which was a bit iffy on the CGI. I think they could have skipped past that, but you know, that's just one thing. But anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me what you thought of this brilliant episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later for my Supergirl episode 16 Pestilence World Killer trailer review. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
It doesn't make us strong, it doesn't make us weak. Tongue tied to service like Shari.